What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This week we're at Dutch Sports Park for their Sprint Enduro. We're just checking out the course today. I've never done a Sprint Enduro before, so we're looking at the cross test right now. It looks like it starts off pretty tight, but I think it goes right back out into the motocross track. This is what we're looking at, guys. Come out of the woods here, head out onto the motocross track. We're gonna follow it and see where it goes. It looks like we're gonna hit quite a bit of this track. It's been about 2 years since I've been here. Last year we were in this field out here and it got muddy quick. Not last year, 2 years ago. It's a little bit drier. It rained actually yesterday, so it's gonna pack down the dust a little bit, but I'm wondering how the back section's gonna be. So we're gonna go ahead and take a walk over there. So we're back here further in the woods a little bit. It's just how I remember it. It's open, it's just a little greasy. There's not a lot of sand. You got stuff going on like this in the background. Last year they didn't have it due to rain. That's what happens when the weather goes through here. I guess it gets pretty wet. This is gonna be exciting. We got all that stuff to go through back there, guys. All that. So I'm gonna go check that stuff out. This is probably gonna be one of the trickier things. You gotta go down this hill. And there's a wood bridge right there. The camera doesn't give it any justice, but I'll try to go down here and give you guys a better view of how steep this hill is. That right there, that's what you're coming down to go to this wooden bridge that they made. And then we have all this to play around too. All these little hills. Dude, I am so excited. This is gonna be such a fun race. Especially since, you take breaks every lap. So you go ahead, you do your moto test, take a break, and then you go ahead and you do your enduro test and then take another break. So that's gonna be even cooler. You can get some, you can relax for a second, get water. If you need to get something in your body, you can go ahead and get a granola bar, whatever you want. Oh, check this out. We gotta go up to that right there. Nice little hill climb. Off camber, right? I miss this. I miss these kind of like hill climbs and stuff like this. It is going to be a little greasy. I mean, it's not sand back here. It's definitely more of a whatever kind of dirt you want to call it, clay, topsoil mix. Probably a clay sand mix. Wouldn't want to fall down in that ravine. That is so cool. If you ever go on the west side of Michigan, check out the different types of landscape. It's really, really cool. Like, all that's so sweet. This camera's probably not giving it any justice, but whatever. Now I gotta try to get up this hill. Oh my god, I can't even walk up this thing. I can't even walk up it, barely. Oh my god. That's what we gotta go up. This is gonna be insane. It's way more open than Valley Trail Riders. So that's what's gonna be a little bit more exciting about it. Alright, I gotta make my way back. It's getting close to that time. It's already 9 o'clock. Everybody's gonna start going at 10. I don't know when the riders meeting is, but I'm gonna assume it's around that time as well. I'm ready, guys. I'm excited.
There it came. Starting off on the motocross test track. Got Anderson in front of me, got Kane Whip in front of me. Let's see if I can catch these guys.
Alright guys, we're starting out on the cross test. Of course, in the beginning of the video, this is what I was talking about. It was a little tight, and then we opened it right up onto the motocross track. Everything isn't as rutted out yet, and it's pretty smooth. I was having a little trouble with this rhythm section, but I was able to keep the bike moving. So we come around in the infield here and we go through some grass turns and make our way onto the backside of the motocross track. And then we start to poke into the woods right here. There's a lot of water on this left side. I didn't know how deep it was, and I don't think anybody else knew how deep it was either, so we all kind of stayed on one path on that right side. There's quite a bit of standing water in a few spots, and I didn't know how deep it was, so you just tried to avoid it as much as possible. But the rest of the course was decently dry. The sand and the dirt was really nice. Dust was kept down to a very minimum, so that was great. Now we head out to the grass track in the back. And this is where I make my first mistake of the day. Just a little slide out. Track is still really fresh and brand new yet. Of course, grass is slippery, so there was no way that I could have handled that any better unless I actually slowed down a lot more. So I was just being very cautious for the rest of this section. The grass track wasn't a bad section at all. This was really nice. I believe that they acquired this back section of the course this year, and it was a nice little addition just to get us some more track time, some more area to actually go out and ride. Make our way right back into the woods. And this here was pretty cool. This was a drop off in front of us. You had to jump over some water. I overshot it the first time, sliding right into the ribbon.
Almost went through the freaking tape. Gotta get used to these bars. Do a little air wheelie. Why not? Oh, forgot about this turn. And I can't shift in the fucking first gear for whatever reason.
So yeah, I was having a little difficulty with the brand new bar setup. I wasn't used to the back sweep or how narrow they were yet. So I was just getting used to them as we were going through each test throughout the day. Back onto the motocross track. This part was always fun. You could power through a lot of these turns and hit a lot of these jumps. I felt like all the practice that I had prior helped me out a lot. And my GoPro died. I forgot to charge my GoPro before the race. So 15-minute break in between, I was able to charge it up a little bit right before the first test of the Enduro.
Alright, thank you.
That's gonna be a great video of me.
Alright, very good. Want to go in front or what?
No, go ahead.
Alright.
Starting out the Enduro, first test. I was not anticipating that band to be there. I was figuring that I would make a quicker left turn, but it is what it is, and we had to keep on going. The first part of the Enduro section was quite tight. This little section here was kind of weird on how, for whatever reason, like I had difficulties with this little section compared to the rest of the course. I don't know why, but it was just a little screwy section that they had right before we would go out into the open and then back into the woods. So we cut this corner, jumped the little creek. That saved a lot of time. I had no idea that I could take that line until I seen some tire tracks going there, so I figured why not, and I took that line every time. It saved me a lot of time. There was a nice pathway to the left, so I always took that path as well. It was a nice little detour to stay away from that mud. There's that downhill, and here's that uphill I was talking about in the intro of the video. So steep. As long as you carried your momentum, you were absolutely fine. As you can tell, the Enduro section is not as tight as last week at VTR, and I love that a lot more. You can actually breathe a lot more, get through these sections as fast as you could. It was nice because there was a lot of hilly sections, and I really like that. The only downfall was that when the roots were uncovered, it made it really slippery. But we had just the right amount of rain that fell last night. So it wasn't super slippery in a lot of spots, and it wasn't really dry in a lot of spots either. It definitely made this course challenging. It scared the crap out of me to hear a horn blowing behind me. I was not expecting it. One of the faster guys was behind me, so I had to let him go. Smart idea though. Instead of yelling or anything like that, you can go ahead and hit the horn and make it around some of these guys. And crash on the Enduro section. Nothing crazy, just kind of spun myself around, got myself back on the bike. Those roots definitely were slippery, and it can take your balance right away from you. Now here was a fun section, but I just didn't carry enough speed on the first time. So I hit a root with my front tire and it just dipped me down completely. Luckily, my bike kept running and I was able to walk the bike up just enough.
I see it! Thank you!
Lost a little bit of time, but I'm not too worried about it. It's the first lap for both the cross test as well as the enduro test. And my battery died again. So what I ended up doing was I threw my GoPro on the charger for the second test of both the enduro and also the cross test, just to get it to charge a little bit longer than I would have had. So cross test 3, I was a lot faster. I'm just going to do some tidbits and highlights from the cross 3 test. Gotten a lot faster, ruts are starting to form everywhere. I just felt a lot more fast, it was a lot more fun. Now that I recognize the course a lot more and where I gotta make all these turns, where I can go faster, where I can breathe. And the enduro test felt fast as well. Again, no mistakes after the first test for both sections. I felt really good with myself after that. Man, those roots are really sticking out everywhere now. And we still got one more to go. There's that hill with that root jump. Just a lot faster. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep quiet, and you're going to watch the full laps of both the enduro test and the cross test.
Yep. Very good, thanks. Alright, this is test number 4. Gotta make the best of it. This is our last lap on the motocross test. And then we gotta go to the enduro and do that one.
man, my GoPro just died right before the end of the last test. So I decided to create a little slideshow for you guys. Here's the last bridge before we cross the finish line. Here's that one rut alongside the water. Got a few pictures of my buddies as well. Picture of Kane Whip. He was telling me about a crash that he had earlier in the race, and the photographer caught it. Man, that looked like a wild ride. We also had Jaden Carlson out there, a pro motocross rider. Got to meet up with her. She said she enjoyed it a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see if she makes it back out. And Colin Anderson, another rider in our class, an Open B. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching. Here's the sponsors. Can't thank these guys enough for all they do for me. They help me out in any way, shape, or form. Definitely check them out. And thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you out at the next Hare Scramble. Bye.